Hello guys, greeting of the day. Hope you all are well and safe wherever you are, and hope you guys are enjoying. I am actually coming back to my channel, after a long time. I was quite busy. There are a lot of things comes on my plate, so really couldn't get a time to make some videos. So coming back with a brand new series here. Called Pfsense Firewall. Very interesting topic, and today is the part 1. And I hope you enjoyed my Linux series there as well, which I have uploaded on my channel. And I tried to be as comprehensive as much as I can. But yeah, if you have any question or anything, you can always ping me, and you can always leave a comment on the video, and I will try my best to give you an answer. So before I move further, please support my channel. I would say if you can like the video, or and also if you can hit the bell icon so that you will be notified next time when I will upload the video. So let's move to the topic. The topic of today is the Pfsense Firewall. Sorry. So Pfsense Firewall basically is a open source firewall, open source system, and it is actually free BSD based system, and we usually use it as firewalls and routers, and completely managed by an easy to use web interface, to be very honest. And you will see when we will be moving further, you will understand it more. So basically, what exactly the Pfsense Firewall, the functions are, and we'll see a couple of features as well, and we will dig deeper into it. What is it, and why we use it, and we will see how we are going to install it, and all those things. So what Pfsense Firewall, as I mentioned, it is an open source firewall system, and it used to can be used to turn a computer into a firewall, or a router, or variety of other application specific network appliances. Once the firewall is installed, there are 2 ways to access it. We can access it remotely. We can use it as SSH, or we have a web GUI. But mostly in corporate environment, we usually use the web GUI, and we manage everything there. Maybe many of you haven't heard about it, but it is a very, very, very nice tool. And when we installed it, there is a SSH menu, and the SSH menu options are basic and very little configuration, which can be done from there. The entire configuration described in every it is described in the documentation, which is actually very comprehensive, and I'll show you when we'll move further. And for example, if you want to have a firewall with different features, then Pfsense is a great option, to be very honest. And it is, as I mentioned, open source, and it can easily protect our network from the threats, and it also can fulfill our requirements. For example, SSL or IPsec VPN. It's a beast, you can say. Alongside, we can also, get the. Pfsense is very active vendor, and they are, continuously releasing the updates as well, security updates. So you can, keep yourself posted to there as well. And it's a very, very interesting tool. As much as you will learn, you will understand that. So here are a couple of options which we have, and how we can manage our network, and how it's a kind of features which we have there. So what we can do, so we have routing features as well there. We have a security, NAT, IPsec VPN, SSL VPN, DNS, DHCP, proxy, load balancing, By the way, load balancing is a very interesting topic as well there. And then you can say SSL decryption and antiviruses. So I mean, it's just a few important of them, but there are many other features as well which you can go and study. I want to show you the documentation as well. It's pretty comprehensive, and you can for example, so here is the Pfsense documentation, which you can see. It's very comprehensive, and you can see like starts from the VLANs, IPsec, OpenVPN, WireGuard services. I mean, a lot of things you can see that, and everything have a way too much details there. I'm not gonna go, of course, in each and every single one of them. You can go and you can read it, but I will go through. After watching this tutorial, I can guarantee that you will have your hands on the Pfsense, and you will be pretty comfortable to use the Pfsense there. So the next thing, maybe you haven't heard about Pfsense, but it is a very powerful tool that you can see that NASA is using that Pfsense. We have Cisco, it's a very big organization in terms of networking. Juniper, they are also using that, and US Homeland Security is also using the Pfsense firewall. So now you can understand that how important is it. And of course the e-commerce Shopify platform is also using the Pfsense. So this is a bit of the introduction of the Pfsense. What is it exactly, and how we manage it. Just to let you know, before you dig deeper into it, I would say that you should be pretty pro in networking if you want to learn the Pfsense firewall. So just to be sure that you understand the things, there are a lot of core networking topics involved in it. But look, if you are still new to the Pfsense firewall or the networking, you can still follow this and you will understand the things there. Sorry. The next thing is the tools which are required to install and use the Pfsense firewall. You should have the MacBook, Windows, or Linux. We will need the VirtualBox, which can be installed on any of these operating systems. Then we will need the ISO image of the Pfsense firewall, and ISO image of a virtual machine, which we will need initially. I will show you, and I will tell you why would we need that. But yeah, we will need ISO image of a virtual machine. We can choose any distribution you like. I'm gonna use CentOS 7, so you can use anything you want. The next thing is, of course, the virtual machine itself. I'm not gonna include here how I'm going to install virtual machine, but I will leave a link there where I have actually a full lab how to set up a virtual machine, and you can follow that virtual machine setup, or it's a virtual machine setup video, and you will be able to install the virtual machine as well. So it will be pretty interesting tutorial. So let's hit on the next one, which I want to show you, because before I go further, I want to tell you a bit about my network. So yeah, there is a public network IP is not right actually, so but I will change it, and I'll show you how we gonna work on that. So I actually open up this image here as well, so that we can edit the thing. So you can see I have changed the IP as well here on the public network. So first of all, how the network will be where I'm gonna work. So you can see a high level picture of my network. So the first line, which is here, this is the public network, which is ISP. I'm not gonna write the IP here for security and privacy reasons. So that's my router, you can say the router of my home, which is providing me Wi-Fi access. Now after that, we have another network, which is a public network. This is a public network within the public network, you can say. and then we have a private network. Okay, this one. The Pfsense or the VirtualBox will be installed here, and here will be our sorry, Pfsense. Okay. Initially, Pfsense will have two interfaces. Okay, one will be connected to the you can say the private network. Okay, sorry, private network, and the second interface will be connected to the public network. Okay, and I'm sorry, I will also install a virtual machine which will have only the private network. Okay, and this will be connected to the private network only. Okay, and if it have to send traffic out of the internet, for example, if I want to ping google.com from this machine here, it will send packet through Pfsense, and Pfsense will send this packet to public network, and then from the public network this packet will go to the internet. So that's how it's going to be work. Okay, so this is a bit of a high level overview of my network. Hope you will understand this. And if we have, I will remove these all drawings from here, so that I will show you when I will be working on the machines and everything, so you will be able to follow that. Okay, now to install the firewall, Pfsense firewall, we need to create a machine here. I have the CentOS already installed there. As I mentioned that, please follow my lab setup tutorial in my Linux series. I'm gonna leave the link as well to this video, and you will get there, and you will see how we install the Pfsense and the Linux CentOS machine. And after you set up, then you can follow it from here. Now what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to install a new machine, which will be firewall, I can say firewall Pfsense. Okay, as I mentioned, it was the free BSD operating system based, so we are going to select this, continue. Pfsense is very light, you don't need a lot of RAM there, but I'm gonna give it a bit of health, you can say like 2 gigs. The next one is, sorry guys, I'm not feeling well today, so if you feel any disturbance and there are turbulence, actually it's because my throat is not really well. The next one, we're going to allocate the disk. 16 GB is a lot, we can make it maybe 8 would be nice. Yeah. Now our firewall machine is created. We need to do a couple of settings here. So as I mentioned in my demo on the picture, that our firewall will be connected to two networks. Okay, one will be the network which is the public network, and we're going to add another adapter, and that will be the internal network. Okay, so that's how we're going to set this up. Okay, here we are. Now next thing which we have to do is attach the ISO system from here. ISO image. Now ISO image is you have to download that. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna tell you how we can download the Pfsense ISO image. You can go there, and there is a community edition. What you have to do, you have to download the AMD64. You have to select the DVD and your closest location. So for example, I am in Europe, so I'll select the Frankfurt, Germany, and then we can download it. I'm not gonna download it because I have already downloaded it. So, but you can go and you can download it from here. Okay. Now the next thing is we are going to do is that we will attach the Pfsense ISO image, and I think we're pretty ready to start it. So I'm going to start the machine. Machine will be quite small. We can change the size. Yeah, it should be okay here, or maybe even bigger. Yeah, that should be okay. So now it's starting and booting from the ISO image, and hopefully this should be okay. Okay, so this is copyright license, which you can accept. Of course, no other option to not accepting this. And install Pfsense, of course we want to do that. Okay, we can continue with default, and yeah, we can select the UEFI, and then it will be installing the virtual machine here. Okay, and then we'll see how it will go. Okay, so I'm gonna stop my well, to very honest, it's not gonna take much time. It will be installed soon, so we can see if there's any other buffer come after this. We can stop the video and we can wait until it installed, but I think it's not gonna take much time, so we can wait here and we can see how we can do that. And yeah, it's nearly there. Okay, all right, so you can see that the installation is now finished. So before exiting the installer, would you like to open a shell in new system to make any final change? I would say no. Okay, so now it's asking me to reboot it, so I'm going to reboot that, and you will see that it will do a bit of the configuration on the back end, and it will reboot the machine here. And now we'll see that how this is going to work. And it's trying to configure a lot of things, but looks like there is a problem here. Yeah, it looks like there is a problem, so we'll figure out, and it will go more. It looks like yes, it's actually, if I check here, yes, because I haven't removed this Pfsense ISO image, it's again starting the installation process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmount this, and I am going to close this to power off this machine, and I'm going to restart it manually from the VirtualBox. And now you will see, I hope that it will be booted from the installation. So yep, see that it's now being done here. The next thing which we have to do is that we will wait unless it will configure everything itself, and then we will be working on it. So let's see. Yeah, now it's that, then you see that installation process is started, and it's installing all of the protocols. You can see VLAN, IPsec, WAN interface, and configuring everything itself. So we will pause the video here, and we will wait unless it fixes this. So I'll come back once it's done. All right, so you can see that it's installed. It configured two interfaces, which as I mentioned in the start of the video, that it's gonna that we have set up two interfaces. One was the public interface and one was the private interface. You can see that the 192.168.1.1, that's our LAN, which I actually showed you in the private network. You can see 192.168.1.1, that's our network, the private network. And the WAN interface, which is wide area network, it's 192.168.0.187. It's also set up the IPv6 as well, but we can disable it. But you can see that 192.168.0.1, so that's the network where it's coming from. So our Pfsense is now installed. What we have to do is to do the initial steps. Now at the moment we cannot access it from the WAN, because of couple of settings which are not enabled from default. So for example, you see that 192.168.1.187. so if we, for example, access it now, 187, you will not be able to access it. It will keep on loading, but you will not be able to access it. So what we have to do is we have to access it from that virtual machine. That's why I installed that virtual machine. Now I have to make a change, maybe here a little bit change. Yeah, it's also bridge adapter. So make sure that your virtual machine is virtual machine is connected to internal network. Okay, and the internal network is this one, 192.168.1.1, and from that network you will be able to access the Pfsense for now. But after accessing the Pfsense and enabling the WAN interface on that, because it also have that WAN interface as well here, okay, which is not connected at the moment. So it's only connected to this network for now. Okay, it's only connected to this network, but when we will use a virtual machine which is already in this network, we will go on to that virtual machine, okay, and we will access the Pfsense with that virtual machine, and we will make the settings and enable the WAN interface, and then we will be able to access it from the public network. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my virtual machine here, and we will access it from this browser. So for now, as you can see the virtual machine interfaces, we will not be able to access it from the WAN interface. We will be able to access it from the LAN interface, which is 192.168.1.1. all right, so we will access the Pfsense from there, from our virtual machine, and we will update the settings there. We will do the initial installation, and then you will get to know more about it. So let's see this now. I'm sorry, my virtual machine is a little bit playing silly and slow, but should be all right. So okay, so finally it's up, and we are in the virtual machine now, and we will see what network is it. So usually, if you are a bit familiar with the network, so 192.168 dot something, or for example any class of the private network, usually the last one, like for the 192.168.1.1 is always reserved for the gateway, for the router or something like that. So that is already assigned to the Pfsense firewall. Okay, and we'll see what IP we have. So we get the 192.168.1.100. So that's the IP of the virtual machine. Okay, I'm gonna close this, and we will open, for example, I'm sorry, not the calculator. We want to open the Mozilla here, Mozilla Firefox, or any browser you have. You can use that one, and then we will be able to okay, the next thing, I'm going to do the initial installation. You will see the initial installation here, and then what we will do is that we will set up or enable the WAN interface, because virtual machines are pretty slow. We can't really do the things here the way we want. So we will need the firewall firewall to be accessed from my local MacBook or any of your operating system browser. Okay, so I'm going to write the IP of the firewall, and you can see it's pretty slow. Yeah. Just one thing about this warning, so I'll actually want to close the other tabs as well. You can see that it's pretty slow. We have to, sorry, actually I shouldn't do that. 192.168.1.1. We'll go again to this page, we'll go to advanced, and we can accept risk and continue. So here is the Pfsense firewall installed here. The default credentials will be admin, and Pfsense will be the password. So username will be the admin and Pfsense will be the password. So so this is how we're gonna do. So we're gonna set up initially, we'll say next here. They have the 24/7 support if you want to pay that. I mean, in enterprise environment you can do that, but we're not going to do it, we're just testing it. Hostname, so you can give any hostname, for example, you know, my Pfsense, you know, yeah, my Pfsense. And if you want to set up a domain for DNS to variant, I'm gonna use the Google DNS. If you have, I mean, DNS server configured already, you can use that as well. The next thing is time zone, so you can select the time zone. Where is my time zone? So my time zone will be here somewhere, not in Asia, of course, in Europe. So we can select, for example, I can select, sorry, not Luxembourg. Okay, well, sorry, the machine is actually playing, it's very slow. That is why you know, I will tell you why, how and why we enable the yeah, here we are, Europe, Dublin. Okay, why we enable the WAN interface, because the machines are pretty slow, so we don't really, you know, use the machines there. So yeah, DHCP, we'll use the DHCP. You know, we can leave these, we can leave this, you know, we can remove these as well to access it, to make it accessible from WAN. Yeah, that should be okay. For the LAN interface, admin password, so the password we can you know, check another, so we can set up our own password. Okay, go next. Yeah, save it. And now it's asking to reload this, so we're gonna reload it. And the reload is in progress. Great, it's done. You can check for the updates. We're not gonna do that for now, but you should check for the updates there. If there's any security updates, you can go ahead and, you know, install it. But it's a lab, so we can, you know, work away. So hopefully this, yeah, I'm going to finish that my Pfsense, and hopefully this will be okay. All right, so guys, we are on the Pfsense firewall now. Okay, and hopefully, so you can see that machines not really fast enough, so that's why, you know, I'm not gonna use that, use the Pfsense from this virtual machine. I will be using it from the WAN interface, and you will see how fast that is, and you know, it's pretty good. So we are just trying to do the things, and it's hanging. Okay, great, we'll do that later. You know, if you want to use the survey, you can use that, but we'll use that later. Hopefully that should be okay. Sorry. Okay, and yeah, so guys, it's a bit of a stuck here. Let me come back to this. So that we don't have much hassles here. So first of all, you go to the system and go to advanced, and you need to check a couple of options here. So first of all, which you have to do, that you make sure that you select this one is selected, the HTTP and SSL/TLS, it should be selected. Then next thing which you have to do is disable the web configurator, the redirect rule, and you will also need to check the DNS bind here. There should be an option of DNS binding, yeah, rebinding, sorry. You have to check this, and the refer, disable HTTP refer, and then it should be okay, and we can save this. But to save this, make sure, and it always, when you're using the Pfsense, when you will save any change, it will still ask you to apply changes on some of the important things, so you have to apply the changes as well. The next thing which you have to do, you have to go to the firewall rules and the firewall rules and net, and there will be a net reflection mode here somewhere, which we have to yeah, it's here. So net reflection mode, sorry, it's going up a bit, and where is it, it's here, yeah, here we are. You have to do it to the peer net, and now we can straight away go down and we can save that. Now it will ask for apply changes. No, it doesn't, so it's okay, but it will definitely ask. So the next thing which we will do is we will go to the rules, and you see we don't have any rule here, WAN, and we have LANs already here, but yeah, on WAN what we have to do is that we have to I think we have to go again to the advanced. There should be something else. Firewall nets, it's done already. Yeah, so we can go to the rules here, and we have to add a rule here, and we see that so that it can be accessible. You can say from from the firewall options here, you can see that we can select different options here. Let me see which one I'm trying to find. Yeah, that should be okay, IPv4. And then the next thing which we have to do is the source any, and destination, it can also be any, okay. And sorry, yeah, it should be, I think the WAN address and destination can be any, and we can save this. Also, see, it's asked for the apply changes. I applied the changes as well here, and the next thing which we have to do is because we already selected that, so that should be okay. Let's check if this will be accessible now. I'm going to refresh that, and we'll see if this will be accessible now, or it should be S. So we'll see if this will be accessible, otherwise we may need to change other things as well here. Can go to advanced, and meanwhile we can do our troubleshooting as well. It's always good that we have these problems comes in our you see it cannot access it still. We can also check with the terminal as well here. It's actually opening the reminder here. We'll see that later. We can close the reminder here, and we can quit that. Yeah, that should be okay. I was opening the terminal, so let's see here. Should be all right. I think we have missed something. Yeah, it should be all right. Shouldn't be a problem here. Don't see any issue here. Firewall net rules. That should also be okay. Not access it, and I'm actually checking this, why are we not able to access. As you can see, still cannot access because of some problem, maybe we're troubleshooting that. Let's see that. So if we go to the rules, you can check. I think I make a mistake here. should be okay. I think, yeah, it should be any here first, and the next one which I did the mistake, yeah, the source and the source should be any, and the destination should be the WAN address. So if you do this and save it, apply the changes, don't forget this, and now we will try here if we can do it. Hopefully this will fix the issue, or let me see, maybe I am making a mistake. So let's see. Okay, nice. So we are actually in, and we can proceed to the login. That's nice, and I'm gonna put my password here, and there we go. We are now able to access it. We can close this to save some load on the computer. I mean, we can just simply shut down this. We can simply quit this or somewhere. Can I close it? Can I close it? Can I close it? Yeah, multiple options there. So yeah, we can close that. We can power it off. So that should be all right. So it's powered off so that we can, but you can see that now I am able to access it from the WAN, and you can see that here are our IP addresses and everything is configured. One thing which I did here, which you noticed as well, actually, while I was waiting for its installation and everything, when I went to the WAN, I disabled the DHCP6. You can see it was enabled here. That's why we was showing the DHCP6 before at here, but I disabled that, and now we have only 2. So that's pretty much it. That's how we set up the firewall, and that's how we do the basic things, and hope you like it. This video is gone pretty long, so what I'm gonna do is that I will go through some overview of the firewall as well, different tools and different things. But trust me, we are gonna do a lot of interesting things when we will be a lot of interesting things will be covered, is going to be covered in the next tutorials. So stay tuned, and please leave a message under the video if you need anything related to the Pfsense. I mean, if you have any question there, I will get back to you as soon as I can. So hopefully you like this tutorial, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Thank you very much, and good luck.